5, 4, 3. Okay, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. I'm Nick, and with me, as always, is Anthony the Rook. We're a little shorthanded this week. TJ went on vacation again. The selfish son of a bitch didn't even have the common courtesy to invite us along to the Magic Kingdom. But here we are, and we're here to discuss another great week of sports. How you doing today, Rook?
I'm good. I'm gonna have to get my agent to rewrite my contract because apparently TJ wrote in all these vacations. I mean, he's gone this, I think, South Carolina, and now he's gone to Disney World.
You need a better lawyer.
Yeah, I need a better lawyer.
So what do we got on the agenda for today, Rook? Talk to me.
Well, I guess for starters, I wanted to bring up the story of Hansel Emmanuel, who received a scholarship and is going to play at Tennessee State University. And it doesn't seem like a big story. Tennessee State playing basketball, who cares?
That's Division 1A, right?
I think so. I don't think they're, Division 1. But so the amazing story about him is that he has one arm and he can ball. Like I was watching highlights and I'm like, that is incredible. I can't do that with two hands.
That's amazing. I can't even eat pizza with one arm.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Does his sister Gretel also play like that?
So I think he's no, his first name really is Hansel. His last name actually isn't Emmanuel, it's something else, but he goes by Hansel Emmanuel. He lost his arm at 6 years old when a wall fell on him and he was trapped for 2 hours and had to amputate his arm. So
in what country?
I don't know. I didn't go too in depth, but I saw the highlights and I was like, this guy is incredible.
I gotta find that out now.
Like, he was like crossing people up. He was crossing people up with one arm.
Well, I imagine that would, I could see that. Oh, he's Dominican.
I was gonna say Dominican, but I didn't want to.
Dominican. His name is Hansel Emmanuel Donato Dominguez.
Yes.
I wonder if he's related to Jason Dominguez.
Maybe.
It's possible.
The Martian. So I thought it was a pretty incredible story. So, shout out to him.
That is pretty special.
Overcoming adversity and being a better basketball player than most people are with two arms.
I'm definitely not. No.
Imagine
if I look at this right now and it tells me he's under 6 foot, I'm going to be like, wow, okay. Then I just
imagine breaking ankles with just one arm to fake people with.
Oh no, he's 6'5". Okay,
6'5". That helps too.
That'll do it a lot.
Yeah, that'll do it. But that's just the opening story there. Figure put that out there and overcoming adversity and getting to become a college basketball player and good luck to him in his career.
So Tennessee State is in fact a Division I college.
Oh, it is Division I. It's not a Division 1A.
Tennessee State
even better.
Is in fact a Division I college.
So even better. He's going to Division I ball. That's a story that's all about adversity and overcoming it and following your dreams. So
they make movies about people like that.
Maybe one day we'll review movies.
One day we will review the Hansel Emmanuel story.
Who's
going to play him though?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan every day. It's always going to be Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Definitely. So moving on, let's talk about some of the MLB. It was a big week for the MLB. They had the Field of Dreams game last week.
Yeah.
I know I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was at softball, but I watched some of the highlights and I recorded it to just watch the beginning again. And that beginning to start the game, Kevin Costner walking out, that whole monologue he does, he goes through the cornfield, comes out, and he's just standing there alone with the baseball. And then all of a sudden you just see the Yankees come out and the White Sox come out of the cornfield. That was awesome.
Yeah, I missed most of the game. My girlfriend's birthday was last week, so we went out to dinner. That's the kind of stuff you got to do, right? I guess.
Yeah, you got to do that stuff.
Sacrifices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I missed most of the game. I caught the end of it. Like I said on Joe's show last week when we did the live show, I kind of felt like it was cool, just because everybody seemed to get a kick out of it. But at the same time, I was kind of like, why are they doing this? Like, other than it being kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool, but like Iowa literally has nothing. This is all fictional. And then what really, I was kind of like, yeah, maybe they shouldn't be doing this, is that they honored the White Sox, like the 18 team, the Black Sox. And that's a team that almost brought down baseball. Are we gonna start honoring all the freaking steroid users? Are we gonna honor the freaking Astros team that just got caught cheating recently? Like that's just, I just thought that was so ridiculous. I'm sitting there like they're honoring cheaters.
Cheaters,
like
yeah.
That almost
cheaters. They
cheated.
No,
they cheated to lose.
Oh yeah, I guess
they cheated to lose. They won because they got paid for their crap where they were supposed to get paid. I don't think they ever collected.
I just consider that like throwing the game. I don't know if it's cheating, but it
is cheating. It's cheating in a bad way. I mean,
I feel like
the other team didn't win legitimately.
But cheating is like to win.
Now, says who? You cheated the game. You cheated the fans. You cheated everybody.
Oh, nice play.
You cheated.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from. Obviously, yeah, they tainted the sport of baseball. Then here we are over 100 years later, we're celebrating them.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I was just sitting here like, wait a second. Did we just? I think we did, didn't we? We kind of just whitewashed the whole thing. Like, yeah, it's cool.
I will say though, it was the highest ratings they've ever received for a regular season game for the MLB.
So how many regular season games do they have on Fox at 8:00 at night?
Yeah, on national TV.
Yeah, because that never happened. I'm just throwing that out there right now. The only game that's 8:00 at night on Fox nationally televised is the All-Star game. And if it's on Fox, which it hasn't been on Fox in quite some time, but
no, it has been. It was on Fox.
I thought it was on ESPN this year.
No, that was the Home Run Derby.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean,
so then they
really don't have the All-Star game. I mean, they really don't have primetime nationally televised games.
But yeah, so I guess with that, I still enjoyed it. I mean, I know obviously the Yankees lost, but that ninth inning was incredible with them coming back.
I hate Tim Anderson.
They were down 7-4. They took a 8-7 lead, and then Tim Anderson hits the walk-off. And I know you don't like him, but that I guess scene or that video footage of him just coming home plate, running up and down, and the fireworks are going off in slow motion. Come on, that's incredible. Well, he was just excited.
Yeah, he's a douche. I mean, pretty regularly. For somebody that's never won anything, he's pretty douchey. Or douche. I don't know. One or the other.
He's good for baseball, I think. I know you don't like him, but
he plays for the White Sox. How could you be good for baseball if nobody gives a fuck about you?
He's still a great player. He still has
playing for the White Sox is in Chicago is like playing for the Mets in New York.
They're in first place right now by 10 games.
It's great. The Mets were in first place in 1986. People still care more about the Yankees.
I think after that game, he becomes not a face of baseball, but one of the people who are, people are going to want.
Season starting right now. Chicago stopped caring about the White Sox about 2 weeks ago.
Well, anyway, moving on from there, we have talking a little about the Yankees here. My guy, Nestor Cortez. I love the windups. I love the different arm angles.
He's having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a lot of fun. And he has that stash to go with it. Love it. Yeah. It's so amazing. But he's obviously pitching really well, stepping out for the Yankees. What a weak rotation right now. I mean, everyone's coming back healthy this week, but last week they needed him twice.
That's 2 weeks.
Yeah, last 2 weeks. He's been pitching, starting. He goes strong maybe 4 or 5 innings, and he gets the job done. He does what they need him to do.
Yeah, at the end of the year, he's one of their MVPs at the end of the year. Definitely.
Yeah. One of those mid-season acquisition, but he just is a role that he had obviously expanded in the middle of the season, and he just went with it and
making the best of his situation, and honestly, the attitude that he has about it just makes sense. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you didn't plan on being in that situation. Make the best of it. I mean, go out there, have a good time. Worst case scenario, you don't do well. And what? They're going to sit there and be mad at you for picking up a role that wasn't yours. And, like you did the best that you could. I mean,
yeah,
it's not like he was like, yeah, I'll do that I'll put all your guys on the IL and then I'll come in and I'll save you all. I mean, that's not what happened. I mean, it was
like every time he goes out there, there's always a funny footage of him afterwards, like doing something crazy.
He took the train last time.
Yeah, so he took the train a couple weeks ago.
Somebody saw him. Somebody saw somebody wearing a Nestor Cortez jersey and was like, wow, this guy's got a Nestor Cortez jersey on. And when he said it, Nestor Cortez turned around. He was like, oh, shit, Nestor Cortez.
And then I also liked this is a couple weeks ago, but the Miami Marlins. He's running the bases,
Oh,
and it's just like ridiculous. He did not know what he was doing. He was caught up between second. And I forgot there was something that happened this week too that just looked really
last week
funny.
he took a picture with all the Cubans. He took a picture with him, Chapman, and I can't remember who's Cuban on the White Sox, but they took that picture together.
Oh, Abreu?
Abreu, yes.
Yeah.
The three of them took a picture. All three of them are Cuban, but I think Cortez might be Cuban American.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think he escaped Cuba like Chapman and
Abreu. Yeah. But yeah, that's just one of those bright spots in the Yankees season that's just been, full of its ups and downs. Obviously, right now we're in an upswing. They're about to attempt to sweep the Sox, but
one more out.
One out away from it. But moving on to other Yankees news is the story of Clint Frazier. So obviously Clint Frazier was this huge prospect we traded Andrew Miller for. Everyone was super excited. It was the same time they traded Chapman to get Torres, and then they also picked up Frazier by trading Miller. And I remember the excitement that everyone had when they first got him. And they're like, this guy's going to be great. He's going to be an incredible player. He's got great bat speed. And I feel like not even just to himself, like he got in his way a little bit when he first finally got the chance to get that starting job. But as of late, ever since he had the concussion, I feel like he has not been the same, except for obviously that short 60-game season. But this whole season has just been a wash for him. And I just feel at this point in time, whether he's a bust, you can't even call him a bust. It's just he just can't get healthy. And at this point, you just feel bad for the kid. And
so as far as him getting in his own way, he never got in his own way. That's just a stupid Yankee ideology. Oh, you've got long hair. You're in your own way. I'll tell you this right now. You bat 350 with 120 RBIs and 55 home runs. You can have the longest hair down to your ankles and a beard down to your crotch. I don't care. Win games, okay? This whole Yankee bullshit with, oh, he's got too many sets of Jordans. He's in his own way. You're like, give me a fucking break.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his performance when he first came up. It was
that's not performing well. That's not getting in your own way. You're not performing well. But every Yankees fan right now hates the kid because when he got to the Yankees, Susan Waldman reported, yes, you stupid cunt, Susan Waldman reported that he wanted Mickey Mantle's number, and that never happened. Okay? She's a stupid old bitch, and she needs to retire. Her and her buddy John Sterling need to go to the old folks' home and take Brett Gardner with them. All right?
That's not why people don't like him, though.
No, that's why they don't like him, because the media wrote lies about him.
The Mickey Mantle thing.
Flat out lie. People booed him the day he showed up because Susan Waldman said he asked for Mickey Mantle's number.
Yeah, but I know you're trying to say he didn't perform well, and that's getting in your own way.
And that's
making
fine.
Mistakes in the outfield, you weren't going to get.
Don't like him because of his attitude. What attitude does he have?
I don't.
He's
like
all over
him.
Twitter today. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry for Clint Frazier, but he was never a real Yankee anyway." What the fuck does that mean?
No, that's stupid. I don't say that. I don't go that far with it. I'm just saying what you heard when we first traded for him was that this kid's going to be incredible.
Well, the Yankees got in his way. All right. The guy would come up. The guy came up his first call up. He came up and he hit 3 home runs in his first week and a half in the league, and they sent him back down to the minors for the greater glory of Brett Gardner.
They do that all the time. The Yankees do.
Yeah, for the greater glory of Brett Gardner, right? We're seeing it with Florial and Allen right now.
Yeah, that's true.
They brought back Gardner this season, and everybody in the free world knew that Frazier was not going to start in left field.
Yeah,
no matter what happened.
Even though they said that it was his job.
And I'll say this right now. I was watching. Did you ever see Playmakers from ESPN?
I believe so. It
was a show that the NFL got canceled.
Yeah.
It was the NFL got it canceled because the NFL was like, you can't show all this real stuff about our league that makes us look bad. And ESPN was like, it doesn't say anything about the NFL, but we know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's all happening in our league right now.
Yeah.
No, I remember yeah. So there's an episode where there's a gay player on the team and the owner doesn't want him to be gay. And for some reason, the owner really reminds me of Woody Johnson a lot. So he doesn't want the player to be gay or come out as gay. So he's trying to convince the player to go on the IR so that he doesn't have to answer questions about being gay. And I could see the Yankees forcing Clint Frazier onto the 60-day IL with some bullshit injury because they don't want him around.
No, I don't think that's that.
Because if they had to bring him back or Andujar back, there's no place on the team for Brett Gardner and Davis.
No, but there's no way they're hiding this injury or keeping him injured.
I absolutely could see that. I can absolutely see that.
I don't see that. Because then why waste the kid's talent? Just try to
wow,
try to go
Andrew
ahead and let him.
Velasquez. Holy
Miles
cow.
of play.
All
Then
game.
at least trade him. People want him.
The
They
Bronx,
wouldn't do that.
they can't trade him because he didn't play this whole year.
But I'm saying someone would.
He had legitimate injuries. He's healthy now after the trade deadline, and now they can't get rid of him. But they don't want him up here.
Well, they also said, I mean, I don't know. I think he just can't get healthy with the head injury. They scratched him the other day. He was going to play in the minors for rehab.
I don't doubt that they scratched him, and I'm not saying he wasn't injured at some point or hurt or sick at one point. What I'm saying is that if he was going to play yesterday and he was making his way through the minors and he was going to be fine to the point where he could move forward back onto the major league roster, I could see them sitting there being like, it's in your best interest to not be healthy right now.
I guess so.
I could see that happening.
I don't think
for the greater glory of Brett Gardner.
I guess so. I disagree with it, but I guess I don't think they would make up an injury just to keep him away from the team. But I guess we have different opinions on that.
I don't put much respectability into the Yankees front office.
All right.
They are not in the interest of winning baseball games. They're in the interest of saving money and making money. That's the only reason Brett Gardner's on the team right now, because baseball contracts are guaranteed. And if they cut him, they owe him $4 million for doing nothing.
It's a fair point.
Because there's no explanation for why Davis and Gardner are on the team right now at all. They're literally the same player, and there are better options in the minors. Switch hitting options.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And then the conversation will be brought about like, oh, but then Allen has to clear waivers if they call him up. No, he doesn't. He got to clear waivers if they send him back down.
Well, that was the problem.
But if you cut Gardner or Davis, you don't have to send him back down. You just keep him on the major league roster.
If you cut Gardner, but then you
or Davis, either one doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, Davis is there because he's the righty option to Gardner's lefty.
But Allen is a switch hitter.
No, I know, and he gets rid of both those players.
That's literally the only reason Davis is there is because Gardner's left-handed. If
I know
Allen were in that role, Gardner would never play.
Yeah, but you just said yourself that the only reason why Gardner is still on this team is because they don't want to pay him $4 million.
But they also don't want to sit him to pay $4 million to sit and not play.
There you go. That's the predicament.
But then you're not about winning. You're about investing, I guess. I don't know. It's not a baseball move.
I think the problem is they should have never had him sign in the first place.
They should have gotten rid of him 3 years ago. That guy has set the team back 4 years.
Yeah.
He really has. And, all these Gardner apologists will be like, oh, but he's there every day. Being healthy is not an attribute that makes you good at baseball. I got news for you. I'm healthy right now. You don't want me playing for the Yankees either. Promise. My arm is about as good as Brett Gardner's right now, and I could at least bat 200. And I won't steal any bases either.
You should get a contract with the Yankees then.
I mean, if I used to be good, I guess they would give me one too. But yeah. I mean, the long and short of it is that if the Yankees got rid of him 3 years ago, like they should have, we'd have a new center fielder. We'd have a new left fielder. We wouldn't have a log jam in our outfield with a DH that can't DH, and then a DH that can't play the outfield, and then Voit out there trying to fight with Rizzo for playing time. I hit dingers,
Yeah, I agree.
If Gardner was gone, we would have a better outfield right now.
No, I 100% agree.
Found a resolution before this season.
I think the team would be better if you just put Stanton in right, Judge in center, Gallo in left, or switch Gallo and Judge, and then
I don't know.
Voit.
I don't know that the team is better that way. I'll tell you this: Gallo's probably not on the Yankees if they got rid of Gardner 2 years ago, because you would have had to find a better option.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, I think the Yankees sabotaged Clint Frazier from day one. They made his personal appearance, his personal life, his personal everything more about everything than his play.
Well, I disagree with that. I think he got his own way because he got the opportunity to play and he hasn't played well.
Listen,
that's my opinion.
I'll say this.
I'm not going to keep
bringing back Gardner every year didn't help.
I know. Well,
all I know is that when he was struggling with defense, who should be helping him?
The coaches.
No, if you're a leader on the team and you're a player, who's supposed to be helping you?
You're going to say Gardner, but
Gardner should, right? He's the best defender on the team, allegedly. But no, Judge was out there.
Gardner.
Judge was out there trying to help him play defense and improve his defensive skills. But
All
Gardner's the leader, allegedly. You're fucking bum. He needs to go.
Well, we both disagree on that opinion. But moving on to the NFL, preseason started this week 1. Your boy Zach Wilson got out there. My boy Trevor Lawrence got out there. Daniel Jones didn't play this week because they know he sucks. They don't need to see that.
Not only that, but like the Jets' defensive line against their offensive line,
it killed them.
He would have died.
Yeah, he would
have fumbled the ball on the way.
Yeah. So, what did you think about your boy Zach Wilson first appearance?
I thought it's a small sample size. It could have been worse. That's what I think. It was good. It was good. I mean, it was good for what it was, but it wasn't the greatest thing since sliced bread. I would like to see a touchdown. I thought he looked good on his timing routes. He hit small windows. The ball pops out of his hand real quick. Like I heard it all spring and all summer. I've been hearing, the ball pops out of his hand. And then seeing it on Saturday, I was kind of like, holy shit, the ball does really pop out of his hand. Like when he hit that first flag route on that timing pattern to Davis, I was like, wow, that did come out really fast. And like in the guy's chest, it wasn't just like a regular like catch. It was like a, oh shit catch. Like that ball got up on him quick.
Yeah.
I see that as being a good thing and a bad thing. One, DBs won't be ready to defend that. It's very quick. Two, wide receivers may not be ready to catch that. It's too quick. I mean, if you watch his incomplete passes, one of them, Croft, fell down. You really can't blame the quarterback for the tight end just falling on his face. He was 6 for 9, 61 yards. What really bothered me is that, somebody like Pro Football Talk, right? And they're supposed to be reputable. They said quiet night for Zach Wilson. And then your boy goes 6 for 9, 71 yards and a fumble. And it was Lawrence recovers and has decent night. Like so Zach Wilson had a quiet night leading his team to a field goal. Trevor Lawrence had a decent night after turning the ball over once and scoring no points. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I know that's just the media because it's the Jets and no one really cares with the Jags, but they want to see Trevor Lawrence do better than Zach Wilson, so they're going to obviously spin it the way that they want to show off. Trevor Lawrence. Oh, look at this.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that sees that.
No, I agree. I think I saw that and I was just laughing because I was like, geez.
Unnecessary hate on the Jets for no reason.
Yeah, it's just the Jets, and that's just what the Jets are always going to get that, and you can't. The media is always going to attack the Jets and play them down no matter what they do.
I just want to know why the Jets. Like I could see you shitting on the Patriots because fuck them.
I think the Jets kind of bring it on themselves too.
Like how?
They're a joke of a franchise. It's a long time.
The Jags aren't?
Well, the Jags have only been around since 93, 94.
Okay, so. The Jets made the AFC Championship game 2 times in a row. What about the Chargers? The Chargers have been around from the 60s. Wouldn't have they won anything ever?
No, but there's always like a story around the New York Jets. Like there's always this big.
Because they choose to follow it, not because there actually is one.
I don't know. I think there's always a circus in town with the Jets.
What about the Redskins? When was the last time the Redskins won a Super Bowl?
Well, they're not the Redskins anymore, so you got to watch them out. There.
Whatever. I don't give a shit. What about the Redskins? When was the last time that they won a Super Bowl? When was the last time they won anything?
The Joe Gibbs in the 80s.
Okay, I mean the Lions. Talk about a freaking joke of a franchise. The Lions have existed since 1910. They still haven't won anything.
Well, that's true. The Lions
Browns,
are the franchise too. I don't know. I just feel like the Jets just get that just some of the shit they do is just so stupid.
Like what?
I don't know. Just
drafting a bad quarterback in the first round that you could have gotten the 8th round, like the Broncos did, like that kind of shit.
That guy was. I mean, that's.
Or bringing in the tight end who used to be that same quarterback. And having him play tight end, that kind of stupid shit. You talking about that?
Like the whole thing with Tebow too. They signed Tebow. They brought him in as a quarterback when they had Sanchez.
And they tried to sit there and tell him, like, dude, can you play tight end? Because we want to run you in the Wildcat. And he was like, no. Great guy that he is.
And then he was horrible when they tried to run the Wildcat with him.
He was horrible at life. Okay, that guy shouldn't even be playing sports.
He was a great college quarterback though, because all you have to do is run.
His team, he was on a good team. Okay,
he was on a really good team. Those Florida teams are great. But moving on.
I thought that Zach Wilson did a half decent job. I got to see more to sit there and make a determination about, where he's at. But
yeah, and that's funny.
He didn't turn the ball over. He made smart decisions. The ball looked good coming out of his hand.
Yeah, that was with Trevor Lawrence, I mean, yeah, he had the fumble, and then he had probably similar numbers that Zach Wilson did. And you're right. I mean, it's whatever. It's preseason. It's always different. Another player who did look good. It was preseason, but I thought he looked really good was Justin Fields. I thought he had a pretty good. He had the rushing touchdown.
See, I don't think so. I think he did
You think he
well
looked good?
against the backup's backup, and he sucked against the backups.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously he,
he's a first round pick.
preseason.
He's supposed to look good against third string guys.
Well, I mean, it's preseason, so that's the whole point of it, though, is to get them in those reps, get them starting to get out to the NFL speed, introduce them into it, and then slowly ease them into the new system. And
Oh, absolutely. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying is if those are his numbers against the third stringers after he struggled with the second stringers, what are Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence doing against third stringers?
Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like to compare him to what Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence had to see on in the first quarter isn't fair. And everybody on the entire social media world decided to go crazy over Justin Fields. Like he did the greatest. I'm like, dude, he played against the backup's backup. He was a first rounder. He's playing against 5th and 6th rounders and reclamation jobs and guys on their way out or trying to like roster bubble guys, 5th and 6th rounders or 4, 5, and 6 rounders and reclamation jobs, guys that were once first or second rounders, but now suck. And they're trying to get back into like the league as a starter. So, I mean, you're a first round pick. You're supposed to be a guaranteed starter when you're a first round pick and you're playing against guys who either lost their opportunity to start or have no chance of starting ever. And you're mopping them up and it's like, okay, great. Good job. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah. Who do you think actually gets that starting job there at the Bears? Andy Dalton, who said today is like, that's my job, or Justin Fields. Do you think they start with the young guy at the beginning?
They're smart. Listen, they're not winning shit right now. So if they're smart, they'll sit Justin Fields the whole year.
Yeah, I think they're going to have them doing that too.
There is a lot to be said. So the problem with the league now is that they want to know within 3 years if that's their guy. But you know what? I got 2 words for you on why that's a bad idea. Drew Brees. Because 2 years in San Diego, he was trash. The 3rd year, he rocked the world, and they'd already drafted his replacement. Now, I'm not saying that Phillip Rivers was a bad quarterback. He might even be a Hall of Fame quarterback. He was a top 10 quarterback for like 12 years in the NFL, if not more. And I heard that he's eyeing a comeback maybe if the Colts need him.
Phillip Rivers, yeah.
But point being is that, I mean, they drafted Drew Brees' replacement while he was still on the team. They ended up trading him to the Saints, and I don't care what the return was because the Saints got a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's true.
So, like, do you trade a Super Bowl? Would you trade a Super Bowl for 3 first-round picks? Because I wouldn't.
No.
So I don't care and I'm not saying the Saints only won because of Drew Brees. I'm just saying is Drew Brees has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers doesn't.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree with that.
And I'm not saying, and again, I'm also not saying that, actually I am saying Drew Brees is better than Phillip Rivers, but that the Chargers weren't willing to give him enough time to figure that out. And then by that point, they'd already drafted his replacement and they couldn't go back because they couldn't trade Rivers for anything worth a first rounder at that point because he hadn't played. And they were like, well, it would be one of those situations like Josh Rosen. Well, if you don't want him, then why would I give you a first round pick for him?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And Josh Rosen's another one who he got cut by the Niners again. Yep. So it's always makes me laugh because it goes back to that.
Yeah, but was he ever going to make the team? He was never making.
No, he wasn't. But I'm just saying it goes back to the when he was drafted. He fell to the 10th spot. I think it was the Cardinals picked him up, and he was like, "I want to make everyone realize there was 9 mistakes before me."
Right.
And I think like he's probably the worst player in the top 10 of that draft. Like there's like, I think right after him, the Dolphins drafted Minkah Fitzpatrick, who obviously is the Steelers now, but Minkah Fitzpatrick is an incredible player.
Top 10 safety.
Yeah.
If not top 5.
Incredible. And then who else was obviously there too? That was Sam Darnold obviously wasn't. He was the one drafted. Saquon Barkley was drafted that year. Baker Mayfield was drafted number 1. So it's a pretty star-studded.
Josh Allen was drafted that year.
But yeah, Josh Allen.
That was the conversation. Was the draft of the Joshes? Josh Allen, Josh Rosen.
Allen. Yeah.
But
I would be like, that's the I don't think you're the biggest name there now. Talking 5 years later, whatever, 4 or 5 years later, yeah.
So talking about backups, right? Obviously, I don't think people realize that Josh Rosen was not making the 49ers roster. Like it wasn't going to happen.
He wasn't.
They already had Jimmy Garoppolo and they have Trey Lance. Where was he going to play? Nobody carries 3 quarterbacks on game day.
No one does.
All right. So somebody brought up the fact of what was the conversation? I had a conversation with somebody on Twitter today about a veteran backup. And that's what it was. Zach Wilson was talking to Aaron Rodgers today. And somebody said, see, this is why you Jets should have got a veteran backup to talk to Zach Wilson, yada, 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 yada. Went on a thing. And I was just like, but do you really want a backup who's a backup for a reason and can't beat out a rookie for a starting job to teach your stud how to be a quarterback in the NFL? Like, you're a backup and you can't beat the rookie for a starting job for a reason. And the guy said in return was, well, no, but a guy who was in his prime, who's now your backup, could teach you how to do things because he'll tell you when he was in his prime, he was good. And I said, name me a backup quarterback in the NFL right now that had a prime.
No, it's actually.
So just think about that for a second.
Point. Yeah,
think about what I'm saying right there. Name me a backup in the league right now that had a prime.
I would even say the only person I can think of is Nick Foles, but he's not even a backup. He's a third stringer.
He's third string at that point, right?
Yeah, he's third string right now.
But
I wasn't really prime. You won one Super Bowl.
Backup to a starter who needs a mentor.
I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. And
there are no rookie quarterbacks whose backup is a formerly Pro Bowl caliber quarterback.
No.
Now, if Justin Fields starts over Andy Dalton, then that's a scenario. Yes, that's true. Yeah. But right now, Andy Dalton's a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing in San Fran. If Trey Lance started, which I can't see that happening, going 5 for 19 or whatever he threw. If he starts over Jimmy G, then yes, that's a scenario where there were once a good quarterback or serviceable quarterback, and now they're backing up a rookie. But there is no position like that in the NFL. There are no rookies that have a decent backup. That was a guy who used to be a starter and was a serviceable starter, and not by accident. You know, like I feel like Teddy Bridgewater has always been an accidental starter, but even so, he's still competing for a starting job too.
Yeah, but he's never been like a Pro Bowl caliber.
No, not at all. Not at all. So like, again, there's no backups that were starter for a few seasons on end, and they got a rookie in front of them. There's none, not one.
No, there isn't. And there's a reason why that happens.
So would you want a guy who could never hold anybody's jock in the league to teach your young quarterback how to be a quarterback?
No. I'm trying to think of who the Giants backup is. I think it might be Colt McCoy still.
Yeah.
And he's not.
He's a career backup.
Yeah, he's a career backup too.
Do you want to teach Daniel Jones how to be a quarterback?
No.
Because Daniel Jones is probably playing as good as Colt McCoy ever did right now.
Yeah, I think we need someone to teach Daniel Jones how to be a quarterback. But Dick, so wrapping up the NFL here is obviously we're a little early here. This is still preseason, but those 4 quarterbacks, we have Wilson, Trey Lance, Fields, and Lawrence. Out of those 4, if you were to rank them, what you may think, I mean, this is obviously long haul. Who's going to have the better career and who's going to be the worst out of those 4? What would you have that? I'll give mine after you go, but I kind of have it in my mind, but.
That's tough, man. I think when you say best career, do you mean success-wise or do you mean statistically?
I mean, I guess a little bit of both, but maybe I would go more
success-wise. I'll say Trey Lance. I think he's on the best team. I think he's going to be the best.
Oh, the best at all of them?
Success-wise. I'm not saying he'll be the best player, but I think he'll be the most successful.
Because he's on a better franchise?
He's on a better franchise. A franchise that's better in a better place to win right now.
Okay.
And traditionally, I think that his coach, the staff that they have on both sides of the ball, the people that are around him are better. And if he ends up being the starter, I think Jimmy G, of all the people that are there, is a better quarterback than Andy Dalton to teach him, you know? I think that Lawrence will be the most statistically impressive, but I don't think he'll ever win a thing. He'll be like Andrew Luck, where you're a great player, but who really gives a shit because your team sucks forever.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody always talks about, Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent. Well, so was Andrew Luck. And what did he like? He's honestly, if we are seriously being truthful about Andrew Luck's career, it's very inconsequential. Like, it doesn't really matter that he played football at all.
Yeah, he went to one AFC championship and he lost it.
And I mean, and other than that, was his team ever really competitive? And then at the end of his career, he got injured, twice in 3 years?
Yeah, he got hurt a lot.
I mean, again, generational talent, but who cares? You didn't do anything that affected the league. I mean, especially in the AFC South, it's very hard to be relevant in the first place. If you think about the teams that are in the South, like the AFC South, excuse me.
Yeah,
AFC not South, very, they don't pop.
The Texans, the Jags, and the Titans.
And the Colts.
So, like, he's obviously on the Colts. So, I mean, I think
and the Jags are less relevant than the fucking Colts.
Yeah, and so, I mean, the Titans are really relevant more because they've been having more success with Henry back there in the backfield. But so what would you? So you line them up as Lance, Lawrence.
I would say Lance, Lawrence, Wilson, and then I think Fields is a bust.
Really, that quickly?
I have a bias. I don't like people that wear the number 1.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
I just feel like in your head, you're either insecure or you're arrogant, and neither one of those are good qualities for a quarterback.
So I
was so thrilled as a Jet fan. I was thrilled Zach Wilson wore number 2.
Yeah, I know. I remember you saying that. I kind of agree with you with Lance because he isn't a better franchise out of the 4. But I don't think he'll be the most successful or most statistically.
I don't think statistically he'll be the most successful. I just think
I'm saying I'm looking at them towards both factors into it. And I think if you're looking at, I mean, I'm kind of with you with Fields. I think he might be the worst only because, I mean, I think he obviously looked good and he was a good college quarterback, but I feel like the Bears, I feel like they don't know really what to do with quarterback talent like that. So I feel like where he's at franchise wise, he'll probably be like, I feel like he kind of be like a Lamar Jackson type of guy where like he could run.
I'll say this: Lamar Jackson went to what? St. Louis. I went to Louisville.
Yeah, he went to Louisville.
All right, he's not surrounded by a ton of talent. He's not. All right. Justin Fields went to what? Ohio State.
Yeah.
So if he didn't have Ohio State talent around him, don't expect him to put up Ohio State statistics.
Yeah.
So like I said, he'll beat up on the third stringers. Let's see how he does against a starting defense, where he fumbles the ball and almost throws a pick against this backups.
Yeah, I'm between him and Lance being the worst ones because I don't know Lance is in that franchise, but I just don't think.
So
I don't think him as a player is going to be that good. But I'm going to go with Lawrence and Wilson as like the 1 and 2 guys. I think they're going to have a more successful career than Lance and Fields.
I just think that Lance is going to sit the bench the whole year, and that's a good thing.
So I don't know if they are. I think he already alluded
no reason to start him over Jimmy G.
No, I agree, but I think Kyle Shanahan already alluded to the fact that he was going to start Trey Lance.
Why? That doesn't make any sense. He went 5 for 19 against the backups.
I don't think they trust Jimmy Garoppolo.
Doesn't matter. You're not going to win with Trey Lance. So what difference does it make? It really makes no difference. I
think any of the backups, what you were saying before, out of those 4 quarterbacks, who was a backup that could kind of teach him the ropes, it would probably be Jimmy G, the best one.
Jimmy G ain't teaching him shit. Jimmy G's 29 years old. He ain't giving up his job.
No, I know that, but I'm saying someone to learn from and sit behind for at least a year. They have
sit behind, but I'm telling you right now, Jimmy G, though he would be a good person to sit behind and watch, he's going to be like Joe Montana. He's not going to sit there and watch the younger guy take his job.
No, I get that.
He's not going to pull an Alex Smith where he just lets Patrick Mahomes take his job.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You know,
no, I agree with that. But I think Trey Lance probably would be better suited to learn behind someone like that, even though he might teach him. But yeah, I don't think they're going with it. Yeah, observe, basically.
Because I could see Jimmy G being like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I just don't think that I think they're gonna go with him to start. That's just
I think that's stupid. I mean,
I agree, but that's what they're gonna do. So moving on from the NFL, quick little hit. There's not too much going on with the NHL, but just a quick hitter on it is. Did you see the Rangers fans that bought the?
I did.
The billboard over
Free
Buffalo.
Jack.
Free Jack.
Free Jack.
That was funny, and I we always keep. I think we always bring this up again, but the trade Eichel stuff. I just feel like could he just get traded already? Because I'm sick of hearing about it.
It's the neck injury, man.
I know it is.
It's the neck injury, and
it's just frustrating because it's all you hear about.
I think
not all you hear about NHL. I think I'm putting it towards the East Coast bias that's in me, and always following the Rangers, and we just constantly hear it because that's what everyone wants the Rangers to get Eichel. And I'm just sick of. I'm sick of.
No, I don't think it's just a Rangers guy. I saw something the other day. It said the Golden Knights were going to trade for him. So it's definitely not just us. We just see it. We just think it's us because we're getting that feed. But there are other teams that want him as well.
Yeah.
So honestly, the Sabres are kidding themselves with this bullshit.
Yeah.
They're not going to get – they're not. Like in my field, like where I work, when somebody doesn't want to be there, just get rid of them. They're not going to make your situation better. No matter how good of a soldier they are, they will go out of their way to be a detriment to everything you do. And not only be a detriment to what you're trying to achieve, but make everybody else hate being there too. So why would you keep Eichel there when all of his teammates know he doesn't want to play with them?
Yeah.
Is that somebody you would want to work with in your field? No. Would you want to partner on a freaking case where he was just like, yeah, I don't want to work here anymore. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
And you're sitting there in the courtroom, like sitting there going, oh shit, like I got to work with this guy right now.
It's
knowing
like,
he don't give a shit.
It was like James Harden last year when the Houston Rockets, he
had the fake fat suit and drive on.
He had that fake fat suit. He was walking around in warm-ups. He looked huge. His next thing, he gets traded to the Nets and he's slim again.
Was that can we confirm whether or not that was a fat suit?
I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever.
He did suspiciously lose a lot of weight
immediately.
but you get what I'm saying. Like,
I agree. No,
if Eichel doesn't want to be there, get rid of him. Get what you can and drive on because you're not going to fool anybody. He came out and said he doesn't want to be there. So what team is going to sit there and be like, here, take these 6 great players and 3 first-rounders? No, I know the guy don't want to be there. You ain't fleecing me. This ain't Jamal Adams here. All right.
Yeah. Oh, well, we skipped that. We actually skipped over that. We should probably might go back. Yeah. But Jamal Adams got paid. That's your boy.
That was the stupidest thing they could have done. I would have franchise tagged him for the next 2 years.
I just love that because he's now the highest paid safety. But 2 days ago, when they were saying they're going to franchise tag him and go to arbitration, he's like, I'm going to go as a linebacker. I'm a linebacker. So you get paid more, and then they give him this huge deal. And now he's the highest paid safety. So it's like, you knew what you were.
And they think that they're going to resolve that issue next year when an actual safety gets paid more money than him, he's going to hold out again.
But yeah, 100%.
And they're going to have more disgruntled players because they're like, seriously, I've been on this team for 6 years and I haven't gotten a new deal. Yeah, you think Russell Wilson's going to be happy that you spent all that money on a safety that can't cover a blanket with a bed with a blanket?
Yeah, he's really bad.
But he has no offensive line.
Wait, speaking of him, there was a stat last year that obviously Julian Edelman retired. So Edelman, he didn't have a great season last year. He had 3 catches over 20+ yards, and all 3 of them were against Jamal Adams. He can't even cover Julian Edelman in his last year of his career.
Saw something on Twitter, and somebody was like, making fun of the Jamal Adams thing. And Seahawks fans are very defensive about this. And they go, yeah, well, the Jets couldn't afford Jamal Adams because they spent all their money on CJ Mosley not playing for the last 2 years. And somebody responded with, well, in the 3 quarters that CJ Mosley played with the Jets, he has more interceptions than Jamal Adams has for his entire career. And that's actually statistically true.
That's actually really funny. All right. Well,
and everybody always wants to bring up the sacks thing. Like, you're a safety. You're not supposed to. You think Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed couldn't rack up sacks? They were busy getting interceptions and turnovers. Okay.
Yeah, of course. And I love most of his sacks come on like when he's the free safety, like
when he's the extra man.
Uncovered.
He's the unguarded extra man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in the whole league, if they wanted to give up a bomb to whatever tight end was on the field, just throw it in that direction when he blitzes. That's all you have to do. Yeah. There's a free man somewhere over there. Find him.
Yeah, exactly.
Identify the blitzer. It's Jamal Adams. Throw over his head. It's a complete pass, and he's holding nothing.
Yeah, that's basically true. And then moving on to the NBA, which they have Summer League going on right now. One of the things that we're watching is Quentin Grimes, who was their draft pick this year. He's having a pretty good Summer League, but it's kind of like a preseason type of thing where he's playing against subpar talent. He's a first-round draft pick. He should be playing well. But he's playing well. He's playing with Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin had a great game last week.
Yeah, Obi Toppin's playing well as well.
Which is good because he started last season absolutely miserably.
Yeah,
granted, he's a rookie and he's doesn't have Summer League last year. The season was so weird because of COVID and all that stuff. A lot of people struggled. I'm not going to say a lot of people in the NBA. I mean, in sports in general, because they didn't have preseasons, because they didn't have summer camps. Football players struggled. hockey players struggled, basketball players struggled. Not all of them, by any stretch of the imagination. I'm talking about everybody, but
some people did.
A lot of people struggled, especially a lot of rookies. They just didn't have the time.
And the problem with Obi Toppin is I think he's a good talent. Obviously, another first-round draft pick from the New York Knicks. But the problem is they have too many people who play the same position as him. They have Nerlens Noel, they have Taj Gibson, Mitchell Robinson. They're all centers.
So that's not the problem. The problem is that they're playing better than him.
No, I don't know.
That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, towards the end of the year, he started getting better.
Started picking it up at the end of the year.
But I'm saying for going forward next year, they already re-signed these players knowing that he's still there.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave Nerlens Noel a big contract. They gave I think they negotiated Taj Gibson's contract for a little less money. But you still have guys that Mitchell Robinson's still on the roster too, who's not. I don't know if he's still on his rookie contract, but there's a lot of people who are blocking him, which makes me fearful that the Knicks would use him as a trade piece. But I guess if he's used as a trade piece to get someone who like a superstar, like a Damian Lillard, I think I'll be okay with that.
Because I don't see in basketball, it's a little different. Basketball, because you can get on the court and off the court. It's same thing with football and hockey. It's not like baseball where you're blocked. You make the most of the minutes that you get, and you'll get more minutes. It's not like baseball where if you're not in the game today, you're probably not playing tomorrow either.
I get what you mean. So you're saying because it's minutes wise, it's not a
because you can enter and exit the game whenever they want.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Then all you got to do is play good for the time that you're on the court. That's it, or the ice or the field. If every time you go out there you whiff, then you're never going to play. But I think that in basketball, if you get hot, right, and you're there, putting up the numbers, then why wouldn't they keep putting you in, right? I mean, basketball specifically, the hot hand, right?
Yeah, it is.
He's on fire. Like if you get to that position, like you're gonna get time in the game. You don't have to make a decision before the game starts.
But I think the problem with him is I don't think he's as good defensively as he is offensively.
There's no such thing as basketball defense. All right, that's not a thing. It's not a fucking thing. Right?
It is
the score for every game is 140 to 138. There's no such thing as defense in basketball. You give somebody a dirty look in basketball, and they're hitting you with a technical.
So you can't have both him and Randall on the court at the same time because they're both more offensively, more offensive prowess than say defensively.
Do you know
I get what you're saying. The defense in NBA is very.
You know the expression, the best offense is a good defense. Not in basketball. The best offense is a good offense. What's defense?
I know what you're saying.
Dennis Rodman ain't out there.
You do still have some people who are better defensively than other players.
They're better defensively, but then they still don't play defense.
It's still soft. I get it. But you still don't want to put two offensive guys there together. You want to put Randall with somebody else. And I think that's what may hurt Obi Toppin going forward in his career. But going back to Quentin Grimes, I saw there was an image of him. I call him the man of the people now because someone came up with a sign. They're like, Quentin Grimes, we're here to see you. And then he gave them his game worn jersey right after this. Wow. So he's already making fans in New York. I think he knows where he's at. He needs the people behind him. So I think he has a good move there. So man of the people, Quentin Grimes. And the big news this week is that Nick Smith is back. The New York Knicks are going to be playing on Christmas Day, and I am here for it. I'm excited for it. It's been a while. They took him away because obviously they were on a downswing, but with such a good year last year, they're back, and that's one of my favorite Christmas traditions. Sit there and watch NBA basketball, and to have the New York Knicks there, it just makes it even sweeter.
I have no comment about that.
And then that's the Lakers are playing too, just in case you're wondering. You don't care because you don't like basketball, but
put a midget on the hoop. It just got more interesting. If you're a midget, you can't play pro sports really anyway. Blindfold the midget, give him a stick, and he can play like goalie, but like on the hoop. Then like when you're 7 foot and you can dunk, like is it really that hard to score in basketball? No, it's not. I'll tell you right now, it's not. If it was, the score wouldn't be 140 to 138 every night.
That's still high.
Basketball is one of the few sports where they actually give you a free point.
If you make it.
Okay, it's a fucking name me another sport in America other than like where they just don't have anybody trying to stop you from scoring.
Hockey.
When does the goalie leave the ice?
I get what you mean. I thought you meant yeah, I guess you're right. No one's fucking.
There's no other sport where they're
I was
just
gonna
like,
say
we're gonna
that.
let you score unmolested. Go right ahead.
I
Do
was
your
gonna say,
best.
yeah, I was gonna say like a penalty shot for like soccer or
There's
hockey.
still the goalie there.
There's still a goalie there. I get what you mean. I get what you mean now. Okay.
But
Yeah.
basketball's like, nah. All that we're gonna have is little tubes behind you, like in front of you, doing this
The
to
people,
deter you from shooting a free point.
your fans going crazy.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I still enjoy basketball. I know you don't, but
I enjoy the last 30 seconds
yeah, usually that's the best
because it's over. Not because it's exciting, because it's over.
All right, and this brings us to the debate of the week. This one I saw on Facebook. I think ESPN was posting about it, and they were talking about which one of which sports team's retro logo was the best. And I'm trying to, when I think back, one of my favorites, even though I'm not a fan of the team, is still the New York Islanders, the Gordon Fisherman's logo. I think that's like one of my favorite ones with the old school fisherman, the old school colors there. I like that one. That's a good one. I think they put the Vancouver Grizzlies one, which is pretty cool. Those have funky colors too. I like those. I think those are two of my favorite old school retro logos for two teams. What about you, Nick?
Damn. That's tough.
I call this debate of the week, but probably more of a question of the week.
Yeah, it is. I like the old Knicks logo when they used the Yankee logo.
Oh, when they had the NY.
I don't know if you remember that. They used to wear the Yankee logo.
Yeah, like back in the 60s when they won the championship.
Yeah.
Picture Phil Jackson and Frazier wearing the jacket, that like a varsity jacket almost in the NY in orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I guess this is my bias. I'm a Yankee fan, but
yeah.
Old school logos. I'm gonna omit that one because that's too easy.
Yeah.
Old school logos. That's tough, man. I like the old Mariners logo.
Which one? Which one?
It was a trident upside down.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was good. Yeah.
The trident. Yeah, that was a good one.
And then actually, I do like. I definitely like the old Mariners logo. That's cool. Always good.
I'm actually watching the Brewers game, and this one used to be retro, but now they brought it back.
They brought it back.
The M&B. I always enjoyed that one.
But I didn't even realize that was an M&B. Oh, talking about retro, the Expos.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I love that logo. The good colors. I was like, does that say M? It does say M. Yeah. But what else is it? Because I was always kind of like,
I was confused.
I was always like, what does it say Expo? Because I feel like it says Expo.
I don't think it does. I think it's just an M drawn weird.
I think it says Expo somehow. Because I remember somebody showing it to me and then going, oh yeah, it says all this stuff. The reason it's written that way is it stands for something. It looks like something.
I don't know. It says what their meaning looks like. It looks like an ELLO, like someone saying LO.
That's what I always thought. It was like ELLO. So
also it's like a bomb.
It's an E, an M, a B. It's EMB. That's what it is. It's EMB.
Which stands for
Expos de Montreal Baseball.
I just saw it up. Yeah. That's
what that is. I always like that Expos logo.
Yeah, that is a cool one. It looks like a giant M, but yeah, it has the E in it and the B. I actually realized it was a B. I always saw like the E and the M, so I always thought it was just Montreal Expos.
Yeah, I knew it was something extra, but I always like that throwback logo. I don't think there's any other ones. A lot of the logos in baseball are very classic. Do the Braves still have the tomahawk in their logo? I don't think so. I think they took it out. It's just an A now.
I think they do still have it.
I think it's just an A now. Or they only wear it intermittently, which I like that too. The tomahawk inside their logo.
Oh yeah, they do wear just the A now.
Because when I was in high school, we had the C with the tomahawk through our logo, and then they made us change it because being called a warrior is somehow offensive.
Yeah.
So we changed it, but yeah, I definitely like the
I also like this one too. Like you were talking about retro Knicks. That's
Yeah.
like a retro Knicks one.
Every time I see that old Knicks one, I think of like NBA Jam.
Yeah. There's probably, oh, you know what's cool? The Whalers.
The Hartford Whale. The Whale.
The Whalers for the Hartford Whalers.
Yeah, Hartford Whale.
Yeah, those are cool. Houston Oilers. Oh, the old Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
I was actually thinking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers one, and I'm like, honestly, I don't like that logo. I mean, I think it looks stupid. If I ever ran into a pirate that looked like that, I'd be like, go get me a manlier pirate.
Yeah, he does look.
You look suspect, sir.
What
What pirate are you?
Yeah, he definitely does. Oh, the Vancouver Canucks. That old one is like really weird. It had like it looks like a skate.
I don't remember that.
You know, look it up.
Don't they have like a whale that's like a?
Oh, that was
Isn't their symbol like a whale that looks like a Native American styled whale?
Is it the North? No, I don't know. Like that was that one. But this is the Whalers one I was talking about before.
No. I'm saying is, I could have sworn, yeah, their logo is a whale.
Is that currently?
Yeah. See, it looks like a Native American whale.
Oh, that's now. Yeah. Their throwback one. Oh, I'll pull it up for you. It looks like it looks like a skate. It just has Canucks across it. Like that.
Oh, I've never seen that.
This is bad radio with audio. People who listen on the podcast. Sorry,
North Stars was always good too.
North Stars are pretty good.
The end that points north.
Yes. I just saw it right
with
here.
The star. That was always good too.
Yeah, those are a fun one. I think there's some pretty cool. Oh, the old Mighty Ducks one. Not Mighty Ducks, but the Anaheim Ducks.
With the duck with the thing on the skates, or the hockey mask.
The hockey mask.
The version 2.
Yeah.
As opposed to the wing now. Or the foot. It's a foot.
Yeah, now it's like a foot. Yeah. And then the Pistons, old one. Put the horse on it.
The angry ass horse?
Yeah, and it had the engine, not the mufflers. Like the fire come out of it in the back.
I don't recall mufflers. I remember they used to have headers. They used to have cams on there.
Oh no, this is before that one. This one.
I didn't even realize there were mufflers on that shit.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? That's a good one too. But yeah, those are pretty cool. I
always remember, I think of the Pistons. I think of the cam, the actual piston. Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah,
there's a couple of good old school logos out there, and the NFL this year is bringing back old school throwback jerseys.
Aren't they doing the helmets too?
Yeah, they're not this year. Next year.
Oh, next year they're doing the helmets.
Next year they can wear alternate helmet, and they're thinking about doing throwbacks. Every Jets fan in the world has been posting these boring ass jerseys from 1980 to 1998 when the Johnsons bought the team or whatever it was. And I'm like, why would you wear a jersey that just is reminiscent of losing?
They should go back to the bright green, like Hess green.
I hate that Hess green crap. It's Kelly green. It was fucking Hess green. Come on now. It's fucking Hess green. Leon Hess bought the team and made their colors fucking Hess green.
I miss the old Hess colors.
Speedway, bitch. Speedway.
Now it's all Speedway. I miss Hess. You go
Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. False. The Speedway is back.
You can still get Hess trucks, which is cool. I love the Hess truck. It's a classic Christmas staple in my house. Getting that every year.
Good luck.
Well, if you have anyone has any other logos that they want to let us know, comment below on the YouTube channel, or even write us a review, or tweet us at the Scoreboard. Was it Score Addicts Pod on Twitter, and let us know what your thoughts are on the old school logos.
So, from all of us here at the Scoreboard Addicts Podcast, we thank you for being with us. That's the news, and we're out of here. Catch us again next time. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a great time. Stay rock.